Welcome everybody to the iRacing Oval Series. I'm Joe Wright. I'm joined tonight by Eddie Morris from Intensity Broadcasting, and we're in the booth for the Stirling Sim Racing race from Phoenix International Raceway. Man, as we're watching cars back, I got a little carried away. Eddie, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I'm excited for this 70 lapper around Phoenix. We got some they calling it the barn burner, so it's gonna be a definite hot one out there. It's gonna be a slick track. I ran a couple of test laps. I could barely get myself around it, so I'm imagining these guys are gonna have their hands full all night tonight. Currently top of the board, Brett Merle, so he's doing well.
He's been pretty quick. He might be one to watch tonight. I'm like you, though. I think it'll be a hot, slick track, and you just gotta be patient. So we'll see how that.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. And this is brought to you by Stirling Sim Racing, which is a group of iRacers and sponsors interested in associating with leagues that rookies can run in. iRacers new to league racing and all other competitors that want to compete can do so in a friendly, controlled, competitive environment. Check them out. I think they're on Facebook under Stirling Sim Racing, just a group of guys pushing that type of racing. So that's pretty cool stuff, as they came on to be a sponsor for what is iOS's feeder league in the ARCA series.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you can get a sponsor for one of the leagues, and really means a lot. Pretty cool to have them aboard.
It does. It is very, very, very cool. As we take a look here in a second at the schedule, we're running up on playoffs pretty quick here. Currently, we're here at Phoenix Raceway in the Cactus Sprinter 70, and then we'll head to Irwindale next week for the half-mile marathon of 100 laps, and then finishing it out at Kansas Tornado Alley 90, and that'll be the last race before the round of 12, which will start off at Texas. So some of these guys running out of time to make that playoff spot, so they need a good finish here tonight. And I apologize, we don't have the current standings, but I do know who is atop of the board, so I'll read that off to you guys here. And currently Jackson Qualley with his 2 wins is on the top of the board still. Logan Hagerman slid into that second spot, stealing it away from Dylan Redding last week. And Brian Merle Jr. in 4th. Brett Merle, his brother, in that 5th spot. TJ Floyd 6th. Max McClure 7th. Will Cloud 8th. Derek Chaput's 9th. Alan Wernicke 10th. Nicholas Ford barely in at the 11th spot. And Michael Lawrence on the bubble spot for the playoffs there. Actually, Michael Lawrence is out because Brandon White has 2 wins as well. So right now, let's see.
The cheeseburger better get to it if he wants to be in
Yeah, Nicholas Ford is in. So, but anybody in the field can take a win. A new winner means a new playoff driver. So that can change things in a heartbeat. And we got some drivers who need a win to make it in. All right, and as we're getting some craziness on track, we're going to look at some qualifying laps as these guys start to get their laps going. Derek Chaput currently at the top of the board as we're watching Greg Froelich take his laps around. He finishes. He does not improve his qualifying lap. Look at Zachary Cox in the 51. I still love that paint job that he runs. Wernicke jumps to the top of the board. Look at David Wright as he comes out of turn 3. I guess turn 4. It's really hard to tell here. Puts himself in the 8th position currently. Let's see what he's got on his second lap. Brett Merle takes over the pole position currently.
Told you in practice he might be one to watch.
Yeah, Brett Merle has been fast in practice, and I think he's going to be fast in race trim as well. And Wright not able to improve on his lap. Merle not improving on his as well. Atlee at Manwees comes across the line. He's going to put himself in that 16th spot. And it looks like he's just going to continue taking some laps, trying to get those laps in. Oh, he spins it around, but we're going to check out Travis Paul now. Travis Paul taking a rather interesting entry down the straightaway there. So, Eddie, that dog leg going to be treacherous for people tonight, you think?
Oh yeah, man. If it's hot and slick like that, it's gonna be a doozy.
We know TJ Floyd is not a stranger to the track. He was run here in the Cup and the trucks already this season. And here he comes through turns 3 and 4. I think that's what we're calling that. I don't really know here at Phoenix. Down the front stretch, he's going to cross the line for his first go lap. Still hasn't put a lap time on the board. He gets through 1 and 2 a little bit high as he shoots through the dog leg now. He's going to get down on the apron. That's where it can get a little treacherous, but then into 3 and 4. Comes off of turn 4. And he got off pretty well, man. Wow, he had some speed off the corner there. TJ Floyd able to get himself up to 13th. Can you really hear the tires squealing as he comes up off the corner here? TJ Floyd's going to improve up to the 11th spot on his second lap there. So good job there for TJ Floyd. If you've got anybody else on track. Jackson Qualley now. Jackson's no stranger to this place either. I think he might have even... No, he didn't win here. He's won different places. But, man, he's been on a tear this season so far as he's going for his first out lap a little bit wide through 1 and 2. And just like TJ Floyd, he's going to dip just a little bit onto that apron into 3 and 4. You can really gain and lose a lot of time through 3 and 4 there. And he didn't get out as far as TJ did, so see if he can do a little bit better. Jackson Qualley up to 7th with a hot lap. Let's see if he can get any better. Look, a lot better through 1 and 2 here. Let's see if he gets a better lap here. A little bit further down on the apron, so shorter way around. And if he gets through 3 and 4, good. A little wide there. We'll see if he gets off good. And he did. Right to the top of the board goes Jackson Qualley. And you could just tell when he hit 1 and 2, he got through there really, really well. Jackson Qualley on a tear here in the ARCA series this season.
That's right, man. I mean, he come out there and he said, "Hey, Merle Jr., hold my chalky milk. Watch this."
And the admin of the entire iOS series league, Max McClure. Let's see what Max has for him here. You can hear Max just playing with that throttle as he gets off the corner, and you can hear the loss of speed there off of turns 3 and 4 as he heads down into turn 1 and 2. He's in 17th right now. He's going to park it. All right, the only people who haven't turned a lap are Rob Hamilton, Stephen Black, Scott Whiteman and Nick Ford. Nick Ford never usually doesn't. Stephen Black, I believe, is the admin here for the series as well. So we'll see. Will Jackson Quali's 28.61 stand up? Looks like it might.
I think it will, man. I think it will.
That young man has a bright future. He keeps doing the things he's doing, man. I'll tell you what.
Man, I tell you what, I've really enjoyed watching that young man develop as much as he has. Like, he's come a long way, and he's only getting better.
Talking about young men, Atlee Atman Weiss wasted no time to get some practice laps in. So after his qualifying, he's just been out here ripping around, trying to get as many laps in as you can under practice conditions. And you can't fault a person for that, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely not. I've done it before.
I do it pretty much every time we have one of these things. I try to anyway.
It's extra track time.
Yeah. And he's actually not looking too bad, in my opinion. Doing better than I did during my couple of laps I tried to turn in the ARCA car, so. Nick Ford now on track. He's gonna turn some laps here and try to get a qual lap down. I think he might have some right front damage already, Eddie.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean,
and qualifying's over. All right. Well, that means that old Mr. Jackson Quali won't be on the pole. If you're watching the broadcast here, like, follow, and subscribe. Share it with your friends, family, loved ones, non-loved ones, enemies, whatever you need to do, but share this thing for us. Help us get to some views and some followers. We just hit 1,000. We want to get to 2,000, and that's our goal. Share it.
I'm proud of everybody. We made it before my birthday.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate you guys.
All right, we're going to go through the field here and talk about our drivers. First on the pole, age 11, 11 years old and just sending it from Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. Jackson Quali. Man, this kid. Brett Merle. Love the picture. Did he nipple slip us? He nipple slipped us.
I think he did. Hey.
In third, we got Alan Wernicke, who hasn't yet gridded. That's why it popped out to this view. Derek Chaput is going to be starting on the 4th spot.
Rolling out P5, we got Zachary Cox. Rolling off P6, we got Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. The Cheeseburger. Starting P7, we got Gregory Froenick. Starting P8, Junior Nation on your feet. It's Brian Merle Jr.
I like his note at the bottom. Can you see that one, Eddie?
No, I can't see it.
It says, trying not to pull an Eddie Morris.
Oh, man.
All right, ninth position.
Him up so hard there.
ninth position, Logan Hagerman from Ontario, Canada, the Rocky Top 100 winner. Dave Wright, my younger brother, is going to start on the outside of him in that 10th spot. James Moore in the 11th spot. And starting 12th is going to be TJ Floyd from New Bern, North Carolina.
13th, we got Colton Kinsey. Rolling off 14th, we got Nick Mather. 15th, we got Dylan Redding. And 16th, Will Cloud.
They're all messed up on my screen, so we're going to let them get caught up here. We took a little bit longer going through the crowd there. Atlee Atman Weiss looks like he's going to be starting 16th. Sylvan Seguin 17th, and we're going green, so That's all we're going to have time for. Brett Murrell's going to jump out to an early lead here, looks like, getting around Jackson Qualley on that outside line. Really keeping that speed up. And they've made it through turns 1 and 2. Looks like a lot of patience being shown throughout the field tonight. Oh, we got one almost around, almost into the pit wall there.
I hope that was Merle.
It was
trying to not do it Eddie Morris.
It was a red car. I was thinking it was the 71 maybe, or the 4. Max McClure has jumped to the pits for the green flag. That's interesting. Brett Murrell still out to a good lead here as he leads the way. Good look behind him. He's already grabbed a pretty good chunk of space there between him and now the second place of Alan Warnicki.
Jackson may be just kind of trying to save some of his stuff, man. So, I mean, it's just started. I'm like him. I just say, hey, go burn your stuff up. It's hot. It's slick. I'm going to take care of my stuff. I'll pass you later.
As we look at Logan Hagerman, who's the closest right now on the track, as well as Derek Chaput. Zachary Cox goes around him. Hagerman way down onto the apron as he hits through the short chute there. And he's underneath. Let's see if he can hold the line there through the corner. Hagerman able to stay up underneath of him. Get through the corner. TJ Floyd a little loose off there. Brett Murrell's still out to a decent sized lead. Look back at Will Cloud, where Will Cloud's under the David Wright. I got the 66 machine of Sylvan Seguin starting to look as well. Good little battle on track there. Back a little bit from them is Greg Froelich, who's under fire now from Brian Merle Jr. Brian Merle making easy work of Froelich. Froelich trying to look underneath, back to maybe a crossover move, but nothing there. Jackson Qualley now underneath Warnicki. Warnicki ran it high. Jackson clears into second. Like you said, maybe just a little bit of patience early for Jackson, and he's ready to set sail now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just set your pace. Try not to burn your stuff up and be consistent. I think that's going to be the key.
As we look through the field, looking for some battles on track. Looks like Wright got back by Will Cloud. And then the 66 and 74 Brian Merle starting to work back toward it.
Caution is out.
Yeah, and caution is out for the first time. And that'll bring in our first wreckage replay of the night. Watch the 38 machine of Travis Paul here. Like he was just trying to get woed down for the corner, and the 10 machine of Michael Smith gets into the back of him. Does everybody get through? Wild.
Yeah, I think the 21 had some contact too. Scott Whiteman.
He didn't touch him in that screen. Looked good there. Yeah. And I don't even think the 38 hit anything. So great save by Travis Paul there. As long as he doesn't hit the wall. Yeah. Awesome job by Travis Paul there. Getting it woed down. So just a little spinner. Greg Froelich, Mike Rentz, Scott Whiteman, and Travis Paul hitting pit lane. Max McClure as well. We're under our first caution now. Lap 10 of 70. Colin Willems in the chat saying, let's go Mather. Currently Mather's in that 9th spot. TJ Floyd, actually Nick Mather, your top mover, actually. He's up 5 positions. Nick Ford up 10 at the back there. He's still in 17th. He didn't get a qualifying lap in. They actually did much better than I thought they would. Eddie, what do you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, we made it 10 laps, so that's pretty good. Brian Merle Jr. just come over the radio and told everybody to watch the tire spin. We don't want anybody playing in Isaiah. So don't gill it, guys. Don't gill it. And Brian Merle Jr., don't do an Eddie Morris.
Right? Because you'll never hear the end of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to restart this thing with Brett Merle on the pole now. Jackson Qualley is going to be starting second. I don't know what side Merle's going to pick here, outside or inside. He's going to go for the inside. An interesting call considering how great of a run he got through the top side on the restart, or the first start. And third's going to see Zachary Cox having a good run, and Warnicki third, Zachary Cox fourth. And then you have Logan Hagerman and Michael Lawrence behind them. Let's see what Jackson Qualley's got for Brett Merle here.
Yeah, I think Jackson was saving a little bit, man. I'm kind of interested in it to see how far he's going to be able to push. 'Cause I don't know if Jackson will let him get away. But I'd keep on saving though if I was Jackson.
Yes, sir. And the pace car is dipped off. The restart is now on the leader. Brett Merle getting a decent start, but man, Jackson's right there. Jackson Qualley, no stranger to good restarts. As they see Logan Hagerman with a heck of a run down through the tri-oval. He's going to slide in underneath the 51 machine of Zachary Cox. We got one wrecking, one in the wall behind them. It's Dylan Redding in the wall. And the yellow is out. Cautions, breeding cautions here at Phoenix. And we've seen this we've seen this before, Eddie. As Dylan, goes. I don't know if he doesn't know that somebody's down below him here, but it's going to be a 3 wide incident here.
I mean, you got to watch that relative, especially at a restart,
And that's the 4 underneath of him of Colton Kinsey. Dylan just comes down, across the nose of Colton Kinsey there. Making an aggressive,
car just got into it too.
Aggressive move there into the outside wall, hard for the 11. Merle Jr. is getting his right front damage from that. Michael Provold getting a little bit. 38 up on the wall. Ooh, Lord. And wow, he just teared the car apart. All right, we got to watch that one in full motion. As Dylan held the brake, he did what he was supposed to after the fact, but... Now the 05 getting into it as well. Man, that happened really fast. See if we can go on board with Atman as he comes through that one. And you can see smoke, 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 nowhere to go. And Atlee actually being able to get by there with a little bit of right front damage, I think it sounds like. And you can see Merle's car really leaning to the right there. But I hear some dragging there on Atlee's car as well.
It's kind of what your truck looked like last night, Jeff.
Man, I was crabbing. That was tough to keep straight there. And to stay out of trouble the rest of the race was a feat, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, man, I was watching. I was up there.
I had the aggressive shakes there at the end. I think I had something for him there at the end. It just not enough time. All right, Jackson Qualley to the inside now. Brett Merle to the outside. So a little change of position there for this next restart. Some of the back drivers hitting pit road. A lot of them getting that damage fixed. All right, we're gonna line them up. Let's try them again. The new wannabe pace car is gonna slide off. Brett Merle from the outside. And a much better restart from the outside than he did on the inside. He's got the 51 behind him of Zachary Cox. Zachary's going to try to follow through here. We'll see what happens there between him and Jackson Qualley through the middle of 1 and 2. Jackson gets back by... No, he doesn't. Thought he was going to have some run here, but Logan Hagerman all over the back of Jackson Qualley now. Logan way down on the apron there. Wow, that guy shot out of a rocket. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. He gets such a great run down there.
Back in the field, we still got a little bit of two-wide action here between Will Cloud and Nick Ford. It's not going to work here, boys. It's going to get a little crazy. And they're not three wide yet, but they're looking for it.
Brian Merle Jr. driving down pit road. Serve a black flag, I think. It looked like a stop and go.
Will Cloud pushes it high here through the corner. Behind them, we have Rob Hamilton, who we saw in that last wreck. And Atlee at Manwees coming up behind him. Brett Merle's still out front. Nick Ford up 14 positions. We still see a little bit of battling going on here between Will Cloud and Colton Kinsey. Now Nick Ford goes around the outside. Jackson Qualley's now slid all the way back to the 5th position. And like you said, I think he's just kind of waiting to get into that rhythm and let those tires go a little bit. See what he's got here later in this run. Brett Merle driving the wheels off it though, as he starts to run away from Zachary Cox by just about 3/4 of a second.
Yeah, that man is definitely fast. You think Phoenix might be one of his favorite tracks?
I would say that's probably the case. There's a pretty big gap between Jackson Qualley and Michael Lawrence, almost a 1.5 seconds. And you see Michael Lawrence here in your screen. Giesberger now under fire from Derek Chaput. And it really looks like they're getting good runs through that tri-oval, but you know, you keep that car wound up on the outside, you can keep it really going and rolling. So
yeah, and you can also save tires by hanging it around the outside also. Not screeching as bad.
I'll tell you what, Zachary Cox closed the distance by 1/4 second that last lap. As you see him starting to really lay it on there, Brett Merle. He's going to get a run on Brett Merle down the straightaway, I think you're at, Eddie.
He closed into him in the corner there.
Mm-hmm. He actually got by him there. What a move through turn 3. Zachary Cox to the point. You know, I wonder if he's on newer tires, Eddie. No, he's not. No, he's not. He hasn't hit pit road. I just checked the pit road log here. Look at the stint lengths, but I'm pretty positive they've all been out there. Now 26 laps all the way through 13. Third top 13. Fronek is the newest off of pit road. But still not bad. Alright, so we know Brett Merle's got the short run speed. We know Zachary Cox looking for the long run. Man, Warnicki and Logan Hagerman not going away either. Maybe Brett ran his stuff off a little too early there.
That's what I'm thinking, man, because like Zachary Cox is just stepping away from him. Well, I say that, and he makes a run coming off the floor there.
It's just such a momentum track. You get into a really good rhythm, or you overdrive a corner like Zachary Cox did there, almost into the outside wall, and Brett Merle goes right around him. Yeah, if you get out of that rhythm, man, it's so easy to make just the slightest mistake and lose a lot of time. Zachary just needs to show a little bit of patience here. He's made a little bit of a mistake. He's probably heated up that right rear a bit. So patience getting back to the front. Warnicki, though. Warnicki looking back to the lead, too. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, Warnicki's putting some pressure on Merle.
Little wiggle out of Cox there off the corner. We still have a really good battle up here up front.
Brett looked like he was driving the wheels off of it coming out of that corner.
Zachary Cox throwing it through the tri-oval. Uh-oh. He gonna overdrove the corner there, though. It's gonna open the door for Hagerman underneath.
this going on's giving time for Jackson Qualley to get caught back up to these guys.
Jackson's just hanging out. He loves watching this. He's not beating his stuff up. He knows that there's still a pretty long green flag run. We're going to have to hit pit road for some of these guys up here, too, as we get about to lap 35, I'd imagine. Logan Hagerman up to the 3rd spot now as he clears Zachary Cox. Brett Murrell stepping out a little bit again now, almost a half a second over Warnicki. Going on board now with Warnicki as he comes down the short chute now into the last turn of the track, and you can really hear him really rolling that corner as he gets back to the gas off the corner there. Man, they were out of the throttle a long time there, Eddie.
Yeah, I'd say that's a product of those tires being not too happy with you.
He's able to get back to the throttle here just a little sooner, as you can see. Just a little bit of loose off, nothing major. He's way out of the throttle, way early into the corner. That's going to give him actually a good run through the middle of the corner here at Brett, but Brett able to get off a little faster.
Yeah, they're kind of putting some distance between themselves and Hagerman back there in 3rd.
Yeah, this is a really good race up here at the front, as you can see. Just the difference in lines and speed. Look now at Mike Rentz Jr. He's underneath Travis Paul. And Travis Paul able to go around Mike on the outside. Not sure what happened to Nick Mather, but he's back here in the 24th spot as he's fallen off the pace a bit. We're gonna start seeing. Oh, did he go in pit?
He went for a green flag pit stop. Yep.
I was gonna say we're starting to see some pit strategy. I think now is where we're gonna start seeing it here. 37 laps these guys have been out here on 65% fuel.
Man, I tell you what, that 65% fuel just kind of throws you off a little bit. Let me tell you, you gotta get that figured out. Jump in a test session and it says 18. It's like, what?
And all the iOS Fix series run 65% fuel, a limited number of tires, and one reset now. And I think if you're Brett Murrell and Alan Wernicke, you stay out here till that thing's almost empty. And you want to do that so you can, A, you can make it to the end, but B, if a caution comes out, you don't get left out of the crowd.
True. I mean, these leaders are, they're on lap 41 now, so if they can make it 40 laps, I think they should be able to.
Some of them were under caution, though, so they have to bank on that as well, right?
True.
I'm not sure what the full stint length is. I can't imagine it's much more than 40 or so. Oh, Logan Hagerman hard into the outside wall. Jackson Quality's going to get by him here. And by hard, I mean he was riding the wall for a second.
Yeah, he mollywopped that wall.
He don't look like he's too hurt, though. He's sticking right with Jackson still, so.
That's one thing, man. That wall will never move. It don't matter how many times you hit it or how hard you hit it. Don't be there when you come back around.
Woo, Warnicky really closing the gap here. He's all over Merle. Woo-hoo-hoo. He had to lift out of the throttle there. It was a little violent bounce there, man. Woo! Every time I go to his in-car camera, he slips up just a little bit from Brett there. Maybe I won't do that anymore to him.
You're jinxing him. I know somebody else you used to jinx like that.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Brett Merle under the 38. And they were going so slow by him just now. It looked like they were under caution lap. Little bit of race here between Nick Ford and Sylvan Seguin. Sylvan and Nick, a little back and forth here. Back further, Will Cloud underneath Scott Whiteman. Whiteman back underneath him off of 3 and 4. Little crossover move. Nothing going. Brett Merle still holding that 0.3, 0.5 lead over Warnicky back and forth. Jackson Qualley starting to really close the gap now, actually, Eddie.
Yeah, he's saved enough, I think. He said, I'm going to use this stuff up while I can and use what I saved.
And they're closing that gap. It's so hard to tell what the fuel strategy is here with 22 laps to go. A splash and go, no tires? Or do you get tires and everything?
Man, I think you got to get tires. I would assume.
Warnicky way down on the apron. Is it going to work? He's there. Brett's going to give it up to him. What a run through the middle of the corner there.
Man.
And Brett's hitting pit road. Jackson Qualley in right behind him. See what the strategy is here, Eddie, as they head down pit road. 2 tires? 4 tires? No tires?
Man,
It's a race-winning decision here. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Only these guys know how their cars are handling right now, so.
At least the right side's for Brett, as well as Jackson. Brett, right sides only. Jackson, all 4. That's the race-winning decision right there.
I don't know, man. If a caution comes out, where you want to be? Would you rather have the 2 or would you rather have the 4?
I mean, you'd be banking on a caution, though, Eddie.
Yeah. We all know how that turns out for me if I start doing that.
Now, if you're one of these guys that pit earlier in the race, and you took tires and full fuel, say a lap 20 on that second caution when Dylan Redding wrecked or you topped off, can you make it to the end? Because that might be the guy that steals this thing.
Might be. I didn't think about that.
Is there anybody in the field that did that? Max McClure. That's one of them. Hamilton. Mather even. With that early pit that he did as well. So. Differing strategies here. Could spell disaster for some and wins for others.
Most definitely could.
Will Cloud onto pit road. David Wright now in danger of going a lap down here from Warnicki, but Warnicki's going to pit road. So's Wright. Let's see what Warnicki's pit strategy is here.
Gonna leave Logan Hagerman out for the lead.
For a minute. Sure, he'll hit pit road as well. Right side. Oh, he went all 4. Hagerman's still out front.
Will Cloud getting sideways was able to hold it, but he took out the cone. Just wanted a souvenir.
Look at that stint length again. Logan currently 56 laps on a tank of fuel.
Kind of worried if Logan's staying out there too long.
It's definitely not going to help him. Unless there's a caution.
I was going to say, Alan Warnicki, he unlapped himself. He's stepping away.
Here comes Jackson Qualley as well.
He's in full sin mode.
I mean, TJ Floyd and Chaput and McClure aren't catching Logan Hagerman. Logan's still turning decent laps. I mean, his last lap was a 30.7, which is only a second and a half off his best lap. And let's see what, I guess Brett Merle was running that 29.53, so he's a second off of Brett Merle. But that's a second per lap. So, yeah, you could be losing a lot of time to those guys if you're staying out for 10 or 12 laps longer.
Just come across the radio, Logan Hagerman's coming in this lap.
10-4. So that's going to start looking at our strategy here. Max McClure finding his way to the front here. I mean, if he filled up gas at 46, he's the guy you got to beat.
If it stays green.
Yep. So what's the difference between... Oh, never mind. There goes Zachary Cox by Max McClure. Cox is on a new stint. Well, and you can see Brett Merle coming into the picture there behind Max. So actually, Zachary Cox is the guy to beat right now. The Chaput still has to see himself to pit road. Check out Derek Chaput as he leads some laps here at Phoenix. Got a low entry to the corner here. That 51 of Zachary Cox is going to cross over underneath of him, and he's going to take off. And now Zachary Cox back to the point for the second time today. After battling early with Brett Merle and Warnicki and all those guys, and Logan Hagerman and Jackson Qualley, and now he's got a little bit of gap between him and the rest of those guys. DJ Floyd fighting hard to get his lap back here. He can get by Zachary Cox. That'll put him back on the lead lap, and caution came out, he'd be guaranteed his spot on the lead lap, but not able to do it. Warnicki now underneath DJ. He sets his sight on the leader. Ooh, Zachary's sliding it. Man, all three of them cars were sideways. Did you see that?
Monkey see, monkey do.
Wow. They were all getting it. But that's what people like Merle and McClure and these guys want to see. We need those guys to spin out real quick. Wow. Warnicki ripping around the outside. He's going to get into the corner pretty well here. Underneath the 51. Down on the apron. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. What a race up at the front we have for the lead between Warnicki and Zachary Cox. Alan Warnicki is clear. And he drove him really hard but really clean. It's amazing what can happen when you do that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost unheard of these days.
TJ Floyd into the wall. They come up on lap traffic here. It's really going to slow Warnicki down. Or not. Does the lapper get up out of the way? Lets the leaders go by. Three laps to go, coming to 2 to go right here. 2 laps left from Phoenix Raceway. Alan Warnicki, your current leader. Zachary Cox over, drives the corner again. We've seen him do it earlier. Into the wall.
Into the wall.
Out of the corner, last lap. Two more corners to go, and this race is yours, Mr. Alan Warnicki. Ooh, car slow on the apron there. That's not going to bring out the caution. Alan Warnicki through turns 3 and 4. DJ Floyd working hard to get that lap back. But Alan Wernicke is going to win his first race of the season here with the iOS ARCA series, presented to you by Intensity Broadcasting and sponsored by Stirling Sim Racing. Congratulations, Alan Wernicke.
Heck yeah, man. Shout out to Alan. He drove a heck of a race.
And shout out to all the drivers tonight on a really, really good race. A clean, consecutive, like, man, that was a very impressive race. Alan Wernicke, great job. Max McClure comes home 5th on strategy. So Alan Wernicke is going to take the win. Zachary Cox comes home 2nd. Brett Merle 3rd. Jackson Qualley 4th. Rounding out your top 5 is Max McClure. Scott Whiteman, who we didn't even see all day, is going to go home 6th. 7th is going to be Logan Hagerman. 8th, Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence. 9th is going to be Michael Provolt. And rounding out your top 10 is James Moore. As we finally have the proper smoke from iRacing to do a burnout. And that's what Wernicke is doing. It's okay, Alan. We know it's your first win of the season. You'll get better at those.
Right.
All right, let's see if we can dial up our top 3 for today's race. And we'll pull in Brett Merle first. Hey, Brett, it's Joe and Eddie in the booth. You got us.
Yeah, I got you guys.
Man, what a dominant performance all night. You had a little bit of pressure from those guys late in that run, and that ultimately cost you the race there toward the end.
Yeah, I was actually, when the 51 first started pressuring me, I just let him get to me and let him burn up his stuff, and just got behind him, waited until he made a mistake, and he did. And I did the same thing with the 72, let him burn up his stuff trying to catch me, and then pit. I thought 2 tires was the way to go, but the car was just uncontrollably loose on 2 tires.
Yeah, I was wondering how that car was feeling on them 2 tires opposed to the 4. And we was kind of joking, man. Is Phoenix one of your favorite tracks?
It is actually on the schedule. Rockingham and Phoenix, I kind of had them circled as the ones that I thought I could come out and win at. And I know I had the fastest car at the Rock. I think I led the most laps there and finished 2nd on some pit strategy. And the same situation here. I feel like I had the best car and coming home 3rd. So it is what it is.
Brett, if it makes you feel any better, I'd have taken 2 tires too and hoped for, something bad to happen to everybody else. So good try. Awesome strategy. Brought it home 3rd, still in the top 3. And we'll see you again next week.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Hey, Zach, it's Joe and Eddie in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got y'all. How's it going?
Hey, man. Well, congratulations on your 2nd place finish. Thought you might have had something there at the end, but kind of overdrove the corner. What happened from your side?
Yeah, so I was just kind of used up my tires there towards the end. I pitted a few laps earlier than everyone else. I had gotten the lead, messed up going in turn 1 a little bit, drove a little bit too deep. I got like 4 or 5 people around me, and I was trying to catch back up, caught the wall a little bit, so decided to pit, and then about 5 laps earlier than everyone else, and then I was hoping I would be able to get a good stretch of lead there on everyone, but it just didn't work out, and Alan kind of caught me down the last couple laps there, and I just didn't have anything for him.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race there, man. I figured you'd have had something to bring home the dub, but man, it was a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, I wish I could have had a little bit more for him because I've been in a pretty good race there between him and I. It was pretty good earlier, but I think he had about good 10, 15 lap younger tires than I did, so it just wasn't meant to be tonight.
All right, Zach, you got any friends, family, or sponsors you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife and my kids for letting me, put up with me when doing that racing and everything. Giant Hearts, Giant Dogs Rescue, wife wife and I worked with this rescue based out of Tidewater, part of Virginia. Do specialize in Great Danes, Cane horses, stuff like that. Anything that's a large breed. You can check us out on Facebook, or if you type in Giant Hearts, Giant Dogs, rescue.com, you can find us there. Sonny's Racing Engines, been a long time supporter of me. And just all my friends out there and stuff that might have been tuning in. Thank you for y'all support.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Zachary Cox, and hopefully we'll see you again next week up in the top 3, maybe in that top spot.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to push for it.
All right. See you later.
All right, see ya.
Alan Warnicki, you got Joe and Eddie in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Hey, man, congratulations on a win. An aggressive move there on Zachary going through turn 3, and you get up underneath him and make that pass, and that's ultimately the decision maker for the win here. Awesome job.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun running tonight. That pass you were talking about, I had raced pretty conservative all race, and it was either then or deal with more traffic, so it was time to go.
Yeah, man, it seemed like your car was really hooked up tonight, and you could put it anywhere you pretty much wanted to run it. Was that the case, or was you dealing with some looseness, or?
With the setup being loose to start with, you were kind of able to make any line work as long as you could match entry speed and tire wear. So that was kind of the case on both corners.
All right, Alan. Well, congratulations on your first win here with the iOS ARCA series this season. Hope to see you again here in the winner's circle. But before we let you go, you got any sponsors or anything you want to shout out?
Shout out to Dean's Eye Design for a cleanup and touch up of the paint scheme this week. Big shout out this week to Stirling Sim Racing. I know they were the sponsor tonight, and we definitely appreciate it. And Intensity Broadcasting for putting on the show and taking care of us.
Awesome, Alan. Well, congratulations, and hopefully we get to talk to you again next week when we go to, where are we going, Eddie? Come on, you got this. I know you got it.
I don't got this.
Irwindale. We're going to Irwindale next week. All right. Take care, Alan.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I didn't have it either. It took me a second, so it's all right. Anyways. So, awesome race, Eddie.
Yeah, man, that was a lot better than what I expected. I mean, not taking anything away from these guys, but man, I figured hot, slick track, it was going to be a handful.
Yeah, and an awesome night to bring on Stirling Sim Racing. And they've been together since 2020. Stirling Sim Racing is a group of iRacers and sponsors interested in associating with leagues that run with rookies and iRacers new to league racing and all other competitors that want to compete and do so in a friendly, controlled, competitive environment. Check them out. Stirling Sim Racing. They're pretty cool guys. And the sponsors for tonight's race. But man, what a race. Yeah. Warnicki, Zachary Cox, Merlin, even Jackson Qualley putting on a show. But man, it's still the surprise of the night. Max McClure having that early pit and pit strategy working out for him, putting him home in 5th. Hagerman ended up with a 7th place finish. And yeah. And even more in Pro Bowl end up with a top 10 there on strategy. So some strategy in effect, making it a great race.
Yeah, it was definitely a good race, man. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
Well, for Intensity Broadcasting, I'm Joe Wright, and I've been joined tonight by Eddie Morris. And for Intensity Broadcasting, like, follow, subscribe on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Check us out on Twitter, and also check out the podcast. It's live now on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and episode 5 should be up there about the time you end up watching this race. And also, if you want to see the video version of that, you can find that on Facebook as well. And as Atlee @Man Weiss would say,